Okay, I'm going to let you pause this screen right now if you need to copy this down, but basically you've got your H and K's throughout here. The A value we'll get to later on is a multiplier that changes the shape, but H and K basically the same across the board. H is connected to X wherever X is located, and K is an afterthought. It comes after the fact. With a square root, H and K is the starting point. It's where the graph starts, and if we remember, that one has a definite starting point, and then it goes off into oblivion. Here the H is still connected to the X, and the K is the afterthought, but this is in the denominator. H and K is still the center of the dotted line, or the dotted plus, which is basically where the two asymptotes cross. And then here, H and K looks a lot like the quadratic equation that we've used in the past, where we would call that the vertex, but in this case it's the point of inflection. And when it comes to this, what direction has the graph been shifted here? The plus 3 refers to the opposite direction. It's been left 3 units. And when it says what happens when x is less than or equal to -3, well, at least less than -3. If x were -4, we'd end up with the square root of a negative, and basically the graph stops. Okay, the graph stops because it has a starting point, and it starts at a certain place because we don't deal with the negative numbers. Something like this, a cubic. We've changed the graph from a squared or a square root to a cubic, but the same rules apply. If it's a +7 that's unaffiliated with the x after the fact, then we know that it's been shifted up, and it's been shifted up 7 units in this case. Here, when we're looking at this, it's, oh no, it's a fraction. Well, it's a fraction. It's just it's the different graph, but it's still affiliated with x, so therefore it's a left or right. And with a -5, it's the opposite direction that we would think. The +3 was to the left, the -5 is to the right. And it's gone 5 units. What happens when x equals 5? In this case here, there's an asymptote. There's an asymptote. That's kind of where that vertical dotted line shows up, where it's part of the graph that it approaches but never gets to.